Hey everyone, welcome back to the culcom Daily Questions Podcast. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Alex.
Okay, today we're going to look at some of the topics and discussions that happen at a culcom. What's our topic today?
Comedy.
Okay, so this is kind of down my alley. This is my field. Okay, I do stand-up comedy in Seoul, so you can check me out. Follow me on my Instagram at ComedyJeffy. That's right. I like this topic so much, I put it in my Instagram. Okay, so our first question is, what funny shows or movies have you recently enjoyed? Do you think they talk about things happening in our society?
I've been watching reruns of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
I love that show. Oh. And recently because the actor Andre died.
Yeah, he passed away.
He did.
Yeah, that's very sad. He was
really young.
Yeah,
So.
he was like 61 or 62. And
Yeah.
it was very sudden too. It came out of nowhere.
Yes. But the show is great.
Yeah.
Love the show.
Yeah.
Have you watched it? Are you a fan?
I've watched some episodes. I'm not like I know there's hardcore fans, but no, there's nothing wrong with it. It's very funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I also love Rosa and the fact that that's not even her real voice.
Yep, caught me by surprise.
Yeah. She has a haircut similar to yours too. So for me, funny show or movie. So I'm gonna say this: South Park.
Classic.
So, classic, funny, and they're always I think they're up to 25 seasons now. But always they're doing very topical information.
Yes.
So
Politics, what's happening
recently.
Politics,
scandals, things that are ridiculous. So, and in the last, in 2023, they came out with two specials. Mm-hmm. It was the Panderverse.
Okay.
And which made fun of Disney because Disney
bought everything.
Well, no, actually, Disney also changes the races and genders of a lot of this stuff. Yeah. So they're so basically, there was just the Disney CEO was going, oh, we want to do a remake of Snow White, and she goes, I
can see where this is going.
Or Make her a fat woman and gay was basically everything they said. Okay, and we want to do Peter Pan. Good, but make the main character a woman and gay.
And that's the solution to everything.
That was
right?
the big solution because it was just.
Is South Park a thing here in Korea?
I have seen some episodes on certain websites with the subtitles, but I don't think it's actually on any of the
officially dubbed
it's not on the internet, so I think that it's just people at home actually put in the subtitles on. Okay. But I don't think it's actually on any of the broadcast stations. And everything is also now just streamed. So
yeah,
I think if you have the Paramount package, you could watch South Park. Mm-hmm. Number 2, can you read?
How has comedy in Korean entertainment changed when it comes to talking about our culture and daily life?
Okay, so, well, for me, Koreans are still very conservative about what subjects they could talk about in comedy. So there is the Korean comedian Yoo Byung-jae. He actually has two Netflix specials, and the first one was he did the first 10 minutes. He's I work for YG, so I can't talk about K-pop and blah blah blah. So he was just doing listing off reasons he can't say this or mention certain people because it's still very conservative. And they don't like their culture still lampooned.
Right, poking. Yeah, I feel like American culture is very much we can poke fun at ourselves. So it's and it also many Koreans, when I do comedy, some Koreans don't like that if I poke fun at too much at Koreans, So it must be, how do you balance that as you're up there?
I think now it's more dark comedy. So there is dark comedy, and then dark comedy, which should be all comedy, is on if it's funny enough, you should laugh. You shouldn't be offended by all this stuff. But it's still the popular comedy that you're going to see is still going to be tiptoeing around certain subjects.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3. Any comedians you really like, and do you think they get ideas from what's happening now?
Oh yeah, of course.
So what comedian do you like?
Do you know Sebastian?
Yeah.
Italian dude?
Yeah,
Yes.
Sebastian
Actually, I think he's on Netflix, right? I think
Yeah.
on Korean Netflix. Yeah.
So people so he's like Italian. So he talks about like Italian.
He's from like
stereotypes.
my neighborhood.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, I grew up in Brooklyn in the
Okay.
Italian area. So
Okay.
his humor and the topics I can visualize and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
So it makes me laugh because it reminds me of home.
Okay. So
Yeah.
for me, I guess like if I had to suggest one comedian people should try to check out, this guy is also on Netflix, Shane Gillis.
Okay.
So basically, he's not like most comedians because like he's like a sports bro, but then he's like kind of
Oh,
funny. So
okay.
he's kind of like he likes to bully people, but like and but he also makes fun of himself.
But in a funny way.
Yeah, but like
Okay.
so like he's from Philadelphia, but like he would be telling joke, like he would go to New York and he'd be doing like, isn't Trump cool kind of jokes, and like there were all these
Incite riots.
yeah, it's like going, and then
Yeah.
but then at the same time he's like oh yeah, like he has a joke about like his dad is like a Fox News dad, and then and then he goes, I could see you guys all you guys have Fox News dads.
Yep.
Everyone's dad is like who wants to have a CNN dad? Like who wants to talk who wants their father to talk about like global warming and fracking? You know? So it's
That's fair. You would have nothing to talk about at Thanksgiving dinner,
yeah.
right?
So like if you could check out Shane Gillis or Sebastian. Yeah, those are two. I'll read number 4. What do you think about funny videos on places like YouTube? Any favorite online comedians or YouTubers you follow?
Yeah, I really like Dry Bar.
Yeah.
Great channel. Safe for work kind of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
There's no cursing, which is why it's called Dry Bar. Part of the reason. So there's some just great comedians. Shane
Yeah,
Smith.
Yeah. So
You know
yeah,
Shane Smith?
safe for work. So you might
Yes.
see on the internet like NSFW, not safe for work.
But yeah, so Dry Bar,
Okay.
I would definitely recommend. High quality YouTube channel. And then I kind of like the reactionary. It's a YouTube channel called, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Gilgil Sanghi. It's like these 2 Korean dudes, and they go around and to like a restaurant or a public space, and then they'll act out a scene of like either a breakup or something funny, or like a Buddhist monk and a priest getting together and drinking together, and they'll just record people and their reaction as they like overhear their conversation, and it's just really funny, and I really enjoy that.
So personally, I like actually the not safe for work stuff.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's so it's always I'm a child. My humor is just child. So I like dick and I like fart jokes
Poop.
and poop.
Yes.
But also the comedian I mentioned, Shane Gillis, he also put some sketches out there too.
Okay.
And there's like funny there's funny videos like Sleepwalking Cop or like ISIS Toyota and
I feel like I need to watch this now.
So he has like some funny sketches, as well as you can check out his comedy podcast.
Okay.
Like Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast. So
Okay.
It's just
He's busy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like he's one of like the top rising guys.
Okay.
Like he's
Cool.
he's like in the Joe Rogan universe.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah. He's probably got. Yeah. So check him out. If
Yeah.
you want to see some funny stuff.
Okay. And I would say also SNL.
Yeah.
As in regards to YouTube, like if you want to, you don't like SNL, really?
I like old SNL.
Oh, you're one of those people.
The new SNL. Again, not to toot my comedian, he was on SNL and he got fired.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like he got Lauren Michaels personally hired him, and then he got fired.
When was this?
This would be in 2019.
Okay. That specifically is intense, by the way.
Yeah. But like but it was a big controversy too.
Okay.
Because like he got hired, and they said, okay, is there anything you need to tell us? Like, is there like we should before we if something might come up and might cause a scandal? It's like, nope, nothing I could think of.
I know
and
who you're talking about now. Yes.
And then
yes.
they did and then within 5 hours of a deep dive, they found out, he. On his podcast, he made fun of Chinese people, and he got fired. But now
Yeah. So see, there are things you can't joke about, you know.
Well, but it just bounced back. The problem with that was that at that same time, SNL had hired their first
Bowen?
yeah, Bowen Yang.
I do love Bowen Yang. But yeah.
Does everything he doesn't have a large range of character.
He's a classic. Gotten better.
Okay.
Bowen Yang, look up Titanic Iceberg. It's great. Go. No.
Oh my God.
No?
I'm gonna have to break up with you.
I mean, you are the comedian expert, so I guess
it takes all different shades to paint a canvas. Okay. Okay. Number 5. Yeah.
Do you think Korean comedy is keeping up with the changes in society?
Yes. So it's actually before COVID, Korean stand-up comedy sucked. It would the comedians, the people that called themselves comedians, were actually just performers on gag concert. So they did sketch, but then when they would do comedy, it would be just storytelling. But they weren't looking to tell a funny story. It's more overcoming adversity.
Interesting. Okay.
But then with the whole pandemic, people were stuck at home, and then I guess they got the Korean comedians then started looking at, they wanted to do comedy, and they wanted to see comedy, so they looked at American stuff and they learned the setup and punchline. So now it's actually
really
So now actually the comedians are much better.
Okay. Interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah. Well, it's just something as my specialty.
Yeah.
Number 6. With more people binge watching shows online, how do you think it will affect the way we enjoy comedy in Korea?
It's a hard one. I don't know. I guess what you're saying, right? They have just access.
Yeah,
access to a lot more.
They have access, yeah. So stand-up is easy, but comedy sitcoms like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think those are a dying breed.
I mean, I feel first, I feel like there's a difference between sitcom and comedy show.
Yeah.
I would not call Brooklyn Nine-Nine a sitcom.
Okay. What you call it a comedy show?
But
again,
nuances.
I think that's a original idea, original concept, and I think a lot of that is disappearing in media now. Like movies now are just remakes. There's no original.
Gosh, there is no originality in a while.
Even comedy movies, barely any came out that had that were funny last year.
I mean, as a teen and in my early 20s, rom-coms are a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I find them way better than the ones they're finding out now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Netflix and streaming sites, they have to just produce, right? You're producing, and so you just don't have time to produce quality stuff always.
Yeah. So I think it's with the streaming sites having comedy, I think the quality is going down personally. That's my opinion. I don't. You. Number 7. Are there any things in Korean comedy that might be hard for people from other countries to understand?
I'm not a big Korean comedy, but I would just say in regards to Korean television, a lot is happening on the screen, right? With the little bubbles that pop up and the little words that pop up and it adds to it. Especially if you speak Korean and can read it as fast, it adds to the experience, and that takes a while to get used to, I think.
Yeah, it's more of experience. I think it's more physical comedy here too. It's more slapstick. When I first got exposed to the comedy variety shows, it was more slapstick. You had to do physical matches, and if you failed, you got that little red rubber hammer on the head. Like
Running Man, things like that, which I like. I think it doing a lot group stuff with people and just being able to these are things that we can replicate in with our group of friends.
Yeah, so I remember watching Korean Running Man, not even knowing the language, but just because there's more physicality. It allowed me to actually understand and still laugh along. So I don't know if that's harder for people. I think it's actually an easier thing, a special thing that Koreans do a lot. Number 8. How do you think comedians balance between being funny and not making people upset in comedy?
I think if you talk about shared experience,
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest way to go.
Yeah,
right?
it's well. This is a big talk. This is a very heavy question because there's like a lot of debate about this, and even
So
in the comedy.
how would you do it?
It's people that are getting offended. Either they have an experience and they don't like it, or they're being offended on behalf of someone disagreeing. But people will say most subjects are not taboo. It's the way you present it that makes it good. Like, I know not to use the N word. I shouldn't, but yeah, like, and I actually have never used it on stage, but I know I don't get angry if like a non-black person uses the N word. Like, I'm not going to get offended on behalf of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to more be judgmental if the joke sucked or was good. If it's good, okay. If it sucked, then
Your rubric is probably a bit different
Yeah.
than rather normal person.
Yeah.
As a comedian.
Yeah. Number 9. Thinking about sitcoms or comedy dramas, are there any you've seen lately that you really liked? What made them special? So, you talked about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Running Man, I will say, yeah, Running Man's always great too. I haven't really watched a lot of the recent ones too. I unplugged my television, so I mostly just consume content over my phone and computer.
So YouTube,
Yeah.
the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, myself included. Like I just turned off my Netflix for a
Yeah.
while. I only have my Disney Plus right now because
Oh.
of my kids. So there's not a lot of funny things I would say from that. But I mean, I like watching Korean dramas, and some of them have even if they're a drama or a romantic drama, they still have the funny moments in it, which I enjoy, and so breaks things up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of, I could see a lot, yeah. There's a lot of comedic actors that can do serious roles, but there's not a lot of serious actors that can do comedic roles.
I mean, that's a talent. Comedy is a talent.
Yeah, so it's about, timing or even tone, it's different. Number 10, in the era of social media, which Korean comedians do you think effectively use platforms like Instagram or Twitter to engage with their people?
You would know the answer to this better.
I don't
than
know the answer.
Oh, you don't? Okay. I don't actually. Well, it's not Twitter, right? It would
Yeah.
be X.
Yeah.
I don't do Instagram or X, so
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of following people necessarily. So
Yeah, it's well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I guess this is more for the Korean conversation. They know more of the Korean comedians, but like, I'm trying to think of her. Like, what's her name? Like Yunari or something. So she was very popular, but she isn't funny. But she was able to use like social media and even like social media to actually get a Netflix special.
really,
Yeah.
Okay, that's
and-
hustling.
Yeah, so she was hustling. Like she would do impersonations of some famous Korean people, and then she had a Netflix special. And actually in 2020 there was going to be like a Netflix comedy special in California, but it got canceled because of the pandemic. But I did not see her doing very well. Because it's more, it's again like they're
A
given
niche.
like comedy specials, but they're more like kind of like one person plays.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like one man, one woman play.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So
Okay.
it's more story. It's still like they focus. Now they're at like a crossroads between like kind of like storytelling with interesting characters,
Which is not a
versus
bad
actually.
thing.
Yeah, or actually storytelling with interesting characters, but now they're kind of like transitioning to storytelling with interesting stories, funny stories.
Okay, so
But-
you would call her like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, well, I didn't like her one woman show and that. And there's another guy, I can't think of his name, but it was just a one woman show. But like the first 15 minutes, it was nothing. It was basically him. He just had like a Gucci purse on a fishing rod and like waving it in front of people and seeing who would touch it. That's stupid.
Yeah,
Anyways,
okay.
thank you guys for listening to me talk about comedy. But thank you, Alex, for your contribution as well. If you have more questions about culcom, you could check them out on Instagram. So just type in culcom. That's it for today. Bye bye.